On this week's show, Peloton's going on tour, possibly to a city near you.
Plus, PSNY was closed due to wildfires in Canada. Spanish tread classes have arrived, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 132 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm John Pruitt. I'm joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Amanda Siegel. Hey now, Amanda.
Hey, John. How you doing?
I'm good. How's things in Miami?
Hi, I've had quite a week. My youngest had a birthday. She turned 20. So I took a quick jaunt up to New York to get to celebrate with her, and then back down to Maryland, and then headed to Florida. So I'm here for a couple of weeks. So the summer's all over the place, which is kind of fun. And I make my way between Miami, New York, and DC, so I can get to see my three kids. But otherwise, it's all good. Got to fit Peloton in there somewhere. So the New York, I didn't even try and get this past week to get classes. I'm still struggling. I do not have luck with that website. I swear to God, it just drives me insane. So if I get in, I get in. I go back and look and see waitlist classes and see if there is. But no, I'm not counting too much hope in that. But otherwise all good. Kind of getting ready to kick the summer off and see where it takes us. How about you?
Nice. Yeah, things are winding down with Jackson's school, and we're going to be the week after school ends in a couple weeks. We're going to be going to LA for a week for his whole acting showcase that we've invested in. So hopefully he'll get an agent and get start booking some jobs.
That's awesome, John. That's awesome. Is he enjoying it? He likes it.
He is. Yeah, he just started a YouTube channel. He wants to be a creator. So he likes to make YouTube shorts and try to do them daily. So Jackie's been on point with that, helping him.
And he's got such a unique kind of look about him, that I think that he would.
Yeah, light red hair.
Right, and he's gorgeous. Yeah. So I think that he's a kind of kid that I would imagine, and he's got that feisty personality that would get him into showbiz. So who knows? Hey, can I say I knew him one day, maybe. We'll wait and see.
I just hope he's like the next Rupert Grint. So I can, be his manager, and he can retire me, and I can just collect, 25%.
That's exciting.
Anyway,
That's awesome. When are you off to LA? When are you off to?
The week of the 18th or 19th of June, I want to say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome
so
stuff.
I did give a heads up to our friend Monica Ruiz, the Peloton wife. So if the stars align, maybe we'll meet up at some point there. But it's not like it's like a vacation. We have to be with him doing all this different acting stuff. So it's not like we're going to be going on tours and seeing the sights. So it'll be a little bit different. But it's my first time
Maybe
there,
she can offer you some great advice. So she may be a good person to connect with.
Bounce some ideas off of.
Exactly. All right. Definitely. Well, that sounds awesome. All right, folks. Well, you came for Peloton, we'll give you Peloton. But before we get started with the news, we'd like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the screen and hit the notify button so that you never miss an episode.
Yes, and if you're on the go, you can always just listen to us. We're on all traditional podcast platforms. Search Pelo Buddy TV. Be sure to subscribe to us if you haven't already, and ring that bell for the notifications so you don't miss an update or an episode. And please leave us those reviews. We love receiving and reading some of those 5-star reviews that we receive from you. And we especially love it when you give us ideas, constructive criticism, feedback on how we can add and improve the show. So keep those coming. We do greatly appreciate that, and it means a lot to us.
Yeah, awesome. And folks, of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on all of those platforms for all of the latest news. And now, John, let's get on with the show.
All right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
Well, it looks like we finally have info on what will be happening this summer. Everybody has been waiting very patiently to see what this new homecoming, we're not even calling it homecoming or home ride invasions, completely changed perspective. And we have something very, very different happening this summer. Peloton announced a new event for 2023 called Peloton On Tour, which, as I said, will replace the traditional Peloton homecoming event that used to take place each year. It was kind of in the springtime in New York City. Now,
first weekend in May.
Yep. Now Peloton will bring activities and instructors to several cities around the world, starting this summer through fall and winter. Each stop will be a 3-day festivity featuring events throughout the weekend, a chance to meet Peloton instructors in person, and opportunities for local communities to get together. I think it is a truly amazing way that they're doing it. I mean, I wish they could spread their wings even further and get to more places, but I love this concept. Yeah. I love the idea of not only bringing in members, but a lot of what they're trying to do is to actually drive in new business. So folks that are, on the fence or trying to think about whether they should do it would now give them an opportunity. And who hasn't heard of Cody Rigsby from Dancing in the Stars, whatever? And who hasn't heard of, This is an opportunity for those folks that were kind of like, okay, what is this cult? And do I drink the Kool-Aid? An opportunity to get hands-on with the
experience.
Exactly. The addition that they've added to it, John, which I think is really, really cool, is this, that the tour will feature a new leaderboard award where local members in each community nominated by other members will be recognized. So that gives folks an opportunity. Now, again, it's limited because I'll mention the places that they're going to in a minute. And there are certainly folks in places that don't, live in those specific locations that I think deserve to be there. So curious to know how that's going to work. Maybe, people will get in touch with one another and they'll say, well, would you be willing to travel to Chicago or would you be willing to travel to Atlanta? Because I'd like to nominate you. And that may be, a nice way of folks being able to do that. Peloton are also working with local partners in each city for some events. So, they have a relationship with the Christopher Reeve Foundation. They're going to be working with them at that particular location to incorporate, what they have done behind the scenes with these different organizations. The dates and locations for the tour are as follows. So they are going to kick it off in Los Angeles the weekend, of July 13th to 15th. They then hitting Atlanta, so they're going down south, and they will be there in August, and that's going to be the 17th through the 19th. Chicago will get to see them in the fall, and that's going to be October 5th to 7th. Then they're heading across the pond or across the huge Atlantic first to Berlin, and they will be in Berlin, Germany, the weekend of October 19th to 21st, and they will finally hit London in November. It'll be November 30th through 2nd of December. So
just the weekend after Thanksgiving in the
Exactly,
US.
exactly.
Yeah.
The weekend after, but it gives, so a couple things that they've made note of. And we were excited to know that Chris Lewis had the opportunity to actually talk to somebody at Peloton who gave him a little bit of feedback as well, which was very helpful, and we appreciate that. We like to know, we like to be in the know and not just kind of report anything. But what they, again, as I mentioned, their goal is not only to reach members, but to reach potential new members. So that's definitely one of the things. They'd also like to learn from each city. So, let's go to Los Angeles, let's see how that works, and then perhaps tweak things in what they'll then proceed to do in, Atlanta, Chicago, Germany, and London. So that's another thing, that they're looking at doing. The way it'll work is 31 days prior to that first date that they are going to be there, they will release the schedule. So they will share the full schedule of the events in each city 31 days before each tour stop begins. 30 days is when ticketing will become available for folks to be able to buy tickets to the events. We do not know yet, folks, pricing. So they haven't yet come out with what the pricing is going to look like. And they are also sharing that it is not purchasing a ticket for the entire weekend. So what you'll end up doing is you will purchase tickets to each event. And from what my understanding is, you will be eligible to attend 2 events within the weekend.
Oh,
so I don't believe...
It's kind of giving everyone a chance,
exactly,
giving everyone
which
more opportunity.
I think is
That's
huge. I think that's huge. So pick your event wisely. Something that would really appeal to you specifically. But that's going to be how they're going to do it. So it'll kind of be the same way as they release for the classes. They will list them for sale at 12 noon Eastern time. As I said, 30 days prior to each weekend that they're going to be at. Again, their kind of logo and what they're saying about it is what this tour is intended to do is to bring Peloton out from the screens and let the people, around the country and around the world experience what Peloton has to offer. So it's certainly a fabulous way for, again, folks to be hands-on, to give folks in other places an opportunity to get to meet. I'm very surprised, John, that they're not doing something in Toronto. I would have absolutely thought that Canada would have been, on the list. It's easy to get to. And then truthfully, and maybe they're going to see how it works and then look at doing something different next year. But I think that, Australia, if they want to kind of push that market in, down under, there's no question that folks in Australia, I know the reception that John got when he was there and Kira Michelle had been as well. But why not give folks an opportunity down under to be able to get to experience what we are here in, in the US and certainly in now the UK and Germany. So just my 2 cents in it, but I'm sure as it all unfolds, we'll of course bring it to you each week as we get information and as we know what's going on. But for now, if you are on the West Coast, they spoke about, the one thing I left out is the cities. So so California sure is, in Los Angeles is huge. The Los Angeles event will take place in Santa Monica. The Atlanta event will take place in Alpharetta, I believe. I am forgetting where Chicago they said...
Is it going to be at a showroom?
I think they're...
location?
Yeah, I think what they were doing was kind of honing
venue?
in at a showroom location. Let's take a quick look and see if I can pull it up off the app.
Because I think there's Skokie, there's Oak Brook.
Skokie. I think that's
out
what.
in the
Yeah, I
suburbs.
think that's what.
Skokie, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. So we'll keep you up to date each month. We'll let you know what's what's happening and keep you on your toes. So you make sure that you book again, remembering the show comes out on a Sunday. So we'll try and do it for that week before to give you guys that opportunity to book if you're interested. So definitely an exciting way of doing things.
I think it's great that they're giving us the schedule the day before the tickets go on, so you can really
brilliant.
You have time to decide, so it's not like a mad dash when they go on sale and the schedule's posted. Then you got to quickly try to figure out what you want, what's your backup, blah blah blah.
Correct.
But I also thought it was interesting that Chris Lewis had posted that there would be on the Pelo Buddy social account. He had posted there was actually going to be in-person instructor-led classes.
I did see that, John, and I don't know what that means. Are they going to do classes in if there's a showroom, perhaps?
He said it looks like there will be real classes recorded from each location, based on the FAQ for the event. They said. Instructor-led classes recorded at each tour stop will be available to take via the Peloton platform or Peloton app. So that'll be interesting to see.
You know what I think it could
how
be?
That's done, if members are involved or not.
Could it be maybe like what Soul Cycle do in Hudson Yards, where they have this huge big tent just outside. Put out 50 bikes and have. That could be awesome if that's what they're looking.
That's why I was thinking: Are they getting some sort of venue? Are they renting some sort of venue or something besides utilizing the showrooms? Or is it just going to be like how Cody would teach a class from California when he was doing Dancing with the Stars? And obviously there's not a lot of space with that option.
Correct.
So I was very curious to see where that would go.
Well, hopefully we'll know more soon. But
we'll know more.
For the intern that's listening to the show and wants to go back to Peloton and kind of give them our feedback, we think it would be a great idea to do a tent with 50 bikes and the instructors there, or treads are probably a little bit harder to do, but could be a lot of fun. I
am a little jealous of Chris Lewis that he gets a hometown Peloton On Tour stop. So I hope he takes full advantage of that weekend.
I do believe he is going, or is at least planning on going to something. So that should be a ton of fun. And it's move-in week for college.
Hopefully I can make it into Chicago. It's not that.
Okay.
It's not that far away from Michigan.
No. I know. I would have gone down to Atlanta. Unfortunately, it is college move-in weekend that weekend. I'm bummed because I would have really loved to have. I would really love to have done that. So I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll get somewhere. We'll have to.
You got time.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. All right. Let's move on.
Well, on Thursday, we had some closures at Peloton Studios New York. So Peloton canceled all their classes through midday on Thursday, June 8th, due to the wildfires, forest fires in Canada. They resumed them, and I'm pretty sure they did resume them. I didn't see on Thursday any more classes canceled so far, so I think they resumed them at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday the 8th, and I think Emma had a ride.
No, Emma's ride was in London, John. Emma's ride was out of PSL.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw those posts. Okay. Okay. But they did say they would be resuming classes at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
All right.
On Thursday, and they would monitor the situation. But basically, the situation was so bad with the air quality around the New York tri-state area, the FAA was pausing flights at certain airports due to reduced visibility in the area. The New York government issued air quality health alerts. I had heard that reports that spending 24 hours outside breathing the air was the equivalent to smoking 1 pack of cigarettes.
John, I was there on Tuesday.
Just to give you an idea.
I was there on Tuesday, and it was awful. I left. I was there
on Tuesday.
Yeah, so I was there Tuesday through Wednesday. I had driven up Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon. I had driven up for Nicole's birthday, and I left Wednesday. Wednesday, it looked like you were in a movie. It was
Yeah, it just looks so apocalyptic, so ominous.
It was insane.
With that red.
Insane. And the air quality was awful. I mean, it really, really was horrible. I mean, I had the dog with me and I had to take her out and you couldn't breathe. It was horrible. So I know that there were comments like, oh, come on, it's just, can't believe they're closing classes and, oh, they're canceling classes and, it's just a fire, whatever. But it was bad. It was bad. So... And
it looks like people got the memo to stay indoors because Thursday the streets were pretty barren in New York. There weren't people walking around, and I guess a lot of people to break the mask, the N95 mask back out.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so I don't think any other classes were added to the cancellation, but obviously we're recording this a couple days before it airs, so some other things could have changed between now and then, obviously.
Sure.
So, yeah, if some of our information has gone stale, that's why.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have been talking about this a lot too, but we have some more info for you guys. It looks like Peloton members who ordered a replacement bike seat post following the voluntary recall can now view their estimated delivery dates in their account. So some members have reported dates within the next upcoming week, while others have reported a 2-week window later in the summer or even heading into the fall. Some people's delivery estimates for replacement bike seats show that they won't receive their post until November 2023 or even between December 31st and January 14th, 2024. So members can visit the account, the Peloton account order history and select track your order next to the replacement seat post to see a specific date range during which they can expect to receive their order. As we had mentioned last week, Barry McCarthy had recently revealed that Peloton had received upwards of 500,000 requests for a replacement seat post, which is way more than the company was expecting. So can understand why they are, having this delay in folks receiving them, because they gotta, get them manufactured and get them to people without delaying resale of full bikes. So I seen a comment, someone said, well, why can't they just take the posts off bikes that haven't been sold if they're not selling bikes? But clearly that doesn't sound like a profitable option. So,
No. I was just looking, I know I had shared, did you check your delivery date?
No, because I have a Plus.
Okay. Yeah, I think mine said mid-July, if I remember correctly. So that's not, but I'm also, I guess I'm more within that height and weight range where it's more susceptible to breaking.
Got it.
At least by the height range.
Yes.
I don't think I'm over 250 pounds, but
no.
I'm getting there. Anyway, shifting a little bit to the tread. So we now finally have Spanish language tread classes. So after months of anticipation, Peloton launched Spanish language classes on the tread. There's 7 new classes that dropped straight to the on-demand library last Wednesday with instructor Camila Ramon. They include runs, walks, hikes, all taught in Spanish. We have a full list of them currently available on pelobuddy.com, but there was a 15-minute Fiesta Latina run, a 20-minute Fiesta Latina walk, a 20-minute hike, a 15-minute 2000s and Espanol walk, a 15-minute pop run, 20-minute pop walk, and a 20-minute Todo Ritmo run with Camila. Now, they are all currently with Camila, but remember that Mariana just recently made her tread debut just last month in May. So she teaches Spanish language yoga classes currently. So it's pretty reasonable to expect that she would be adding some Spanish language tread classes as well.
I was going to put my 2 cents in there. I was very, very surprised.
Yeah, I know, you're waiting.
I got to tell you. She's my girl. I have not discussed it with her, but because I know she always, I never want to feel like I'm saying anything out of turn when I'm on the show. But I'm really surprised, and I'm actually a little irritated, to be honest. I mean, not that I would necessarily do a Spanish-speaking tread class, but she has such an and no offense to Camilla. I mean, that's awesome that she's doing Spanish classes, but
it's like a little slight. She's a little slighted.
Like, come on, I mean,
it's kind of a slight,
she doesn't have very much. As far as material goes, they really have not given her much to do. I mean, I'm looking for classes to do with her, and very few walking classes, mostly running classes, which is fine.
That's how I feel with Alex on the tread. I don't feel like he really. I mean, he just has kind of Wednesday. No, I mean, he does runs, but usually it's a Club Bangers run, and he has an evening time slot, but I feel like that's his only tread time slot is this one weeknight.
And that's how I feel with Mariana.
So I haven't really had a lot of opportunity.
I hope that you're right, and I hope that this will, be something down the road. But I have to say I was definitely a little disappointed and even frustrated that Mariana never got, those Spanish classes, because I know she has a huge following, and folks would have really liked it. So we look forward to seeing Mariana added to the Spanish language tread classes in the future. Peloton. All right. In celebration of Global Running Day on June 7th, Peloton instructor Matt Wilpers made a special appearance in the yoga studio. He was joined by his good buddy Denis Morton for a 20-minute Focus Flow for Runners class. Or rather, I should say, Denis was joined by Matt for a 20-minute Focus Flow for Runners. The class...
So this is Denis's yoga class?
Denis's yoga. Well, I think it was something that they did together. Yeah. So they were looking at doing it, kind of what Mariana was doing for yoga for runners as well in some of the classes that she was doing. But it is now available on demand. It does feature Denis instructing the class while Matt moves through the poses alongside him. Throughout the class, Matt shares how the poses can be especially helpful to runners in restoring mobility and accelerating recovery. They have released 2 new strength classes for runners for the first time in more than a year. So there is now a 10-minute class with Matt as well as Bex Gentry. They were both released to the on-demand library. It also includes a 10-minute strength for runners class with Matt and a 10-minute core for runners class with Bex. These new classes and the special yoga classes are part of Peloton's 2023 Global Running Day content.
Yeah, I like that Matt joined that yoga class with Denis because if you remember, he did the little April Fool's joke where he announced he was going to be doing yoga. And then you revealed later on in the ride that he was just kidding, but a lot of people fell for it. So I like that he kind of delivered on that little April Fool's spoof. So I thought that's cute.
Yeah, so that's good. So those are some extra classes. Awesome.
Well, you mentioned Global Running Day, which we just had on Wednesday, June 7th. We have some several new Global Running Day classes available to observe the occasion. 2 were dropped straight to the on-demand library, and 1 took place live, hopefully, unless Control Room chimes in and tells me that didn't end up happening. But we have the complete list on PeloBuddy.com, but there was a 30-minute Global Running Day run with Marcel. That's on demand. That's in German. A 60-minute Global Running Day outdoor run with Bex, which dropped on demand. And then the live one that took place was in the evening of Wednesday, June 7th at 5 Eastern, which was a 30-minute Global Running Day run with Camilla. And for those wondering, there was not a badge that came with those, unfortunately. But we do have a complete list of badges, past and present, on PeloBuddy.com. I know Chris Lewis prides himself on his comprehensive lists, including the badges.
So he should. It's awesome. All right. Well, Peloton has announced the Pulse Hour, a new schedule of live bar and Pilates classes that will take place at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on weekdays. So every Monday through Friday, members can expect a live bar or Pilates class to appear on the upcoming schedule. The Pulse Hour will feature Hannah Corbin, Anna Greenberg, Aditi Shah, Ali Love, and Kristen McGee. While Peloton has already had live bar and Pilates classes on the schedule for some time now, they are now committing to this weekday schedule moving forward under this Pulse Hour branding. All classes will be added to the on-demand library for those who cannot participate live. In addition, Anna Greenberg is returning to the Pilates mat after our hiatus. So if you enjoy working out with Anna doing yoga and meditation, you can now take Pilates classes with her. She hasn't taught Pilates classes since April of 2022, and she only has a total of 5 classes available in the on-demand library. It does appear, however, that she will teach way more regularly moving forward. Her standard time will be on Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Bar will continue to be taught by Hannah Corbin and Ali Love, while Aditi and Kristen McGee will continue to teach Pilates alongside with Hannah. So, with Anna. Oh my God, the Hannahs and the Annas it's so hard to keep it all in track.
Hannah's that's the next story.
Yes, and I saw Hannah, so I was thinking Anna. So they will be doing it alongside of Anna. All right.
Well, moving on to Hannah Corbin, we have her signature country happy hour ride series has returned. It was fun because to make the announcement, a few different country artists who will be prominently featured on the playlists of this series recorded special promos for the upcoming series. Luke Bryan was in there, Kylie Morgan, Jordan Davis, Dierks Bentley, and Brothers Osborne. The series, I'm a big fan of this because I love the country music that Hannah plays because it's very mainstream Nashville country, which is the kind of radio country that I really like. But the series kicked off. The first one was a 30-minute country happy hour ride, which took place this past Friday, June 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But I'm excited to for the return of those. I did kid her and say, I didn't see any Brad Paisley mentioned in there, so hopefully that gets mixed in to the playlist. I like Brad Paisley.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Well, it looks like Tunde has recorded a Speak Up ride, which will likely drop on demand for Juneteenth. A ride was spotted on the studio schedule with members this past Wednesday at 9 a.m., which we believe will drop in celebration of Juneteenth. The holiday is celebrated on Monday, June 19th, so we are not sure when the class will drop because Monday is typically a members live day, so it may drop within that week, but definitely look out for that because we did see it on the schedule and she is just so unbelievably motivating. I'm sure it's going to be an incredible class.
Great. Well, Peloton has officially announced their Little Mermaid series, which is being executed in collaboration with Disney. So the series began actually back on May 27th and includes 8 classes across at least 5 modalities. So it's still ongoing currently. But right now what we have is a 30 minutes. So Benny Adami, he kicked off the whole series back on May 27th with a 30-minute Little Mermaid ride, which was in German. So that's out there already in the library. Then we had a Little Mermaid walk with Jess King, which just took place this past week on the 5th. They had a 20-minute Peloton Little Mermaid upper body strength class with Robin, which I actually did live. We did that together that morning. She did it. And then we also had a 30-minute Little Mermaid yoga flow with a DT from the 7th. And then there's an upcoming one, a ride. Looks like a ride. It says TBD when I took this from the Peloton website, but it looks like there was a June 8th class with Jess Sims. I'm not sure what the modality is there, but there was also a Kristen McGee, I'm assuming a yoga flow of some sort, also on June 8th. A ride with Tunde, 30-minute Little Mermaid ride with Tunde on the 8th. And then Jeffrey has one coming up next week at 12:35 Eastern time on the 13th, a 20-minute Little Mermaid run. And so far, just one thing to note. So far, all the classes have only included songs from the new live-action Little Mermaid movie, which just recently came out over Memorial Day weekend, which I was a little bummed out because I love the OG animated version, as
Have
so
you guys
many
seen
do.
the new movie yet?
But the music is still great. We did. We saw it last weekend. The three of us saw it on Sunday. It was good. I really liked Aquafina, who took over the role of the bird Scuttle. She was great. Melissa McCarthy was great as Ursula. I mean, a lot of those original characters, like those new actors that took over the live, they had big shoes to fill with the voice actors from the original, because the voice actors from the original were amazing, especially Sebastian the crab from the original animated version. But it made me want to watch the old version.
Yeah.
Again.
I haven't seen it yet, and I don't have little kids, but I do want to see it. I definitely want to see it. That's awesome.
It was good. There was some new song. There was at least one new song from Lin-Manuel in there in the movie, and Robin played that song on her strength class called I think it was called Scuttlebutt, the name of the song.
Good.
It was cute.
All right. Well, Peloton has also announced a new artist series featuring the music pop sensation Ava Max. The series, which is part of the celebration of Pride Month, will take place, did take place this past Thursday, June 8th. It included 8 classes across 4 modalities. So there was a class, let's see what they had. They had a 20-minute upper body strength with Jermaine Johnson. That was at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And that was a premiere. So it wasn't a live class, but it was the first time it was being premiered on the schedule. They had a 20-minute ride with Charlotte, so Charlotte Wiedenbach, at 11:30 a.m., which was an on-demand ride. They had a 30-minute run with Tobias Heinz in German. And a 20-minute full body strength with Asal Aryan, also, as we know, in German. Aditi got to do a 20-minute Pilates class, and that was at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then finally, Ali Love did a 7 p.m. Eastern Time premiere ride. So again, first time it wasn't a live ride, but it was the first time it was being dropped on demand. And then lastly, there was one more actually that I'm looking here, and that was Marcel Dinkins. Marcel did a run, also 7 p.m. And Matt Wilpers had a row. So wow, this was a really extensive artist series with tons of different folks doing it, and tons of modalities. But this particular one, members will receive an artist series badge for completing any of the classes. So for those folks that are interested, it just dropped this past Thursday, so there's tons out there.
I figured Cody would have been added to that mix. I was a little surprised. He wasn't teaching one. Yeah. Well, I have to be the Debbie Downer this week, shifting to more Purge-related news. So delivering this has kind of been like a bummer, delivering this news of more content being removed. But Peloton did recently perform another round of class library maintenance late Friday evening, June 2nd, resulting in the removal of classes filmed between June 24th and July 16th of 2019. So this is the second library maintenance where they've removed 3 weeks of classes as opposed to the typical 2 that they take out, that they purge. However, one thing to note, past purges they've only saved a handful of classes, some exceptions like the original Greatest Showman, Cody's Backstreet Boys ride, Emma Lovewell's one of her core strength classes that's super popular. This latest purge, it saved a total of 15 classes, which we have fully listed if you want to see those 15 that were saved We have those listed with a full write-up of this latest purge on pelobuddy.com.
All right. Well, it also seems I'm also a bit of a Debbie Downer. There was a glitch this past week with live and on-demand classes for some members. Peloton did confirm the issue with a notice on the website that they were investigating it. There were tons of people that posted on the official Peloton page about it and a thread on Reddit with members' complaints. I will say that I was affected. I didn't realize it was still going on, but I was affected this past Thursday. I wanted to do John's at the club and on the app, and it wouldn't let me in. So I don't know if that was a similar glitch or a different glitch, but there were other people that were reporting it that I saw the same thing. So I was able to get in through the web browser, but I wasn't able to get in on the app. So it was giving me the subtitles, but there was no sound and no picture. All I could see was the subtitles. But the problem with the web browser, I don't know if folks are aware of this or not, you can't high five. So when you're in the modality, whatever it is, you have to kind of stay in there. It doesn't let you toggle between that ability to high five if you're in the app, which is very frustrating. So you're kind of on there, you get to do it live, but there's no interaction. Because when I'm doing it on the app, I will go in because again, the other thing is people don't know that you're on. I go into the feed to be able to do it. There's no feed on the web browser. So that's really something that I wish that we've spoken about it for ages, but I really wish that they could get that sorted in being able to have folks that are on the hardware see especially if they're going with this anytime, anywhere bullshit, they should be able to give us the ability to find our friends if they're on the app. So hopefully that's going to be part of, this whole rebranding concept, because what's the point of pushing the app if you can't use it appropriately? So we'll wait and see. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my little vent session done and dusted.
Well, we've got a little hardware sale. So Peloton launched a summer savings sale, which also falls over Father's Day, which is approaching. Customers can receive $200 US dollars off or 250 Canadian discount on the original Bike Plus, Tread, and Row. The sale recently began on June 2nd and will run until June 19th. And currently it only appears to be live in USA, and Canada. So it's not clear if similar sale will eventually run in UK, Germany, or Australia. But interestingly, customers can even receive this discount on the base package that does not include any accessories. So normally, when there's any kind of sale, normally it's on packages. You have to add on some sort of package or bundle to the actual hardware, to the Tread or the Bike or the Row. With this case, though, the $200 off or 250 Canadian is available even if you only purchase the actual just device itself, just the bike, the standalone bike without any other trimmings added to it, or the Tread or the Row. It also includes refurbished bikes, refurbished Bike Pluses, I might add. But it's interesting, the $200 discount, it's applied in the cart. It's not reflected on the product order page. So you'll just see a little savings tag visible. But I know a lot of people, they complain a lot, where if they want to use your referral code, they have to, it's just on the package that you add, the accessories. But if you want to actually get a really good discount on the actual hardware, this is the time to do it, because this doesn't happen very often. I don't know if it's a glitch, but it's interesting that you're actually getting this applied to the hardware itself, which is very uncommon.
Yeah, that is really cool. All right. Well, fancy apparel with your city skyline on it. There are now 7 cities across the US that have gotten new apparel released that you can now purchase online in the apparel store. The featured cities are New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, New Jersey, Texas, Seattle, and San Francisco. Yeah, New Jersey has a skyline? Does it, John?
Hey, there's a lot of Peloton employees and instructors that live in Jersey.
I just
Jen
want to know what
Sherman.
the skyline looks like. I'm going to have to go online to take a look. Right,
Yeah, it's basically New York.
Exactly. Anyway, so that was right. Maybe it's the casino hotels in Atlantic City. The Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
So that's kind of fun. I have the New York one. I did buy the New York one, and I'll probably go and get the Washington, D.C. one, although I did take a look at it, and kind of quirky. I had gotten the New York one because it was just released when I was in the studio one day, so I had gotten it. But it's kind of quirky. Anyway, all right. There was also a quick flash sale that dropped on this past Thursday, and it was just for 72 hours. So unfortunately, if you're listening to the show, you are listening to the show, it's done, but we wanted to tell you about it. They had styles starting at $24.99 and less. And I did go and take a look, and there was some really nice stuff on there, and the stuff was cheap. So if you were lucky enough to have seen that when Chris had posted it, hopefully you got some good bargains with that quick flash sale.
So it ended.
No. It was from Thursday.
This past
so
Thursday
it was 72 hours. So it ended Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess I can still take a look. after we finish recording. I'll see what we got. Anyhow, shifting gears a little bit. Last week, the United States International Trade Commission, USITC, has officially rescinded the import ban order against Peloton. This move was widely seen as a formality, as Peloton and Dish Network announced in May that they had come to a $75 million settlement in the lawsuit that prompted this whole import ban. The agreement specifically stated that Dish would seek an order ending the ITC investigation into Peloton, and Dish did in fact do that. They filed an update with the ITC that same day in May, notifying them of the settlement, requesting the import ban be ended. And this week's notice is just the result of that request from Dish and the settlement between the two companies. So now there's no issue with importing Peloton hardware.
Sounds good. All right, and then birthdays. It's your boo's birthday.
A very happy 36th birthday to our resident Gemini, Cody Rigsby. He celebrated his birthday just this past Thursday, June 8th.
Happy birthday, Cody. Hope you had a fabulous day.
And I posted a great highlight reel. If you have not caught it, it's on all social media platforms. So check it out.
There's a lot of classic. You go for it, Pruitt. You go for it.
What? It's for birthday. I posted all. I didn't even include any funny shout outs about myself in there.
That.
Okay, I was very
That's
selfless.
wonderful. I had to give you a hard time about that.
I take great pride in my compilations.
I got to give you kudos. Okay. There's been some very good ones lately. I will give you credit where credit is due, John Pruitt. Your latest reels have actually been very cool, even the Cody ones.
Thank you.
All right. Well, moving on, we are going to go right into Instructor in the News. And talking about your boo, you go and hit it off.
Yep. Yeah. So while we're talking about Cody, he is going to be hosting a Pride celebration event in New York City later this month. It's organized by Bring Change to Mind, which is a nonprofit co-founded by actress Glenn Close, which is dedicated to encouraging and fostering dialogue about mental health. The event is taking place Friday, June 16th at 7 p.m. at the Stonewall Inn in New York City, which is a very famous, I guess it's a bar. Cody will host the event, which will include special appearances by Vincent, Jay Jordan, and Juliana Huff. And the ticket prices, it's quite a range in price. They're from $250 to $25,000, depending on the sponsorship level that you choose. But anyone interested in attending, you do have to purchase tickets in advance, and proceeds from it will support high school clubs across the country that support and empower LGBTQ plus teens and allies. And then Cody also recently appeared at a fundraising event for blood cancer research back in May. But we have also more information on pelobuddy.com if you want to see the link where to purchase tickets,
actually.
get more
all jokes
info.
aside, that's really awesome that he's doing something like that. And it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. Well, there's a lot going on in New York because Kira Michelle will be teaching a free yoga class in Times Square on June the 21st as part of the Solstice in Times Square series. So this class will take place from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. The Solstice in Times Square Mind Over Madness yoga event is returning for its 21st occurrence. So they do it on an annual basis, and it's huge in Times Square. It invites experienced yogis and first-timers alike to join for one of 7 free yoga classes taking place throughout the day on the Broadway pedestrian plazas. The event aims to provide a moment of calm within the chaos of life in New York City. So while the event is free, participants are limited to 1 class throughout the day. Attendees are also encouraged to make an optional donation to support the yoga charity community first. This is the 2nd year that Peloton has participated in the Solstice in Times Square event. Last year, Dr. Chelsea Jackson Roberts taught a class, and several other Peloton instructors attended. If you want more information about the 2023 Solstice in Times Square event and to secure a spot in Kira's class, folks can visit the Times Square website to sign up. So a nice opportunity if you want to do something fun with a bunch of other folks, whether you're new or, a resident yogi. It's a nice way to be able to do that.
It's great. Well, there was an article write-up interview with Jeffrey McEachern, who's a tread instructor out of London. It was in German, and it is behind a paywall. It's on businessinsider.com, but I did use a little Google Translator, and there were some key notes that the article made before it, cut me off to be able to see the full write-up that I thought were interesting that I didn't know about Jeffrey before he started with Peloton. But he used to work in sales at a fast food chain. He used to smoke and have a very unhealthy life before he, got into fitness. It says the 37-year-old changed his lifestyle. He used to sell fast food. He hardly moved. He felt powerless and unfulfilled in life until he decided to change something. And it goes on to say he found his passion in running. He trained as a running coach, became a trainer, inspiring personalities and small everyday habits helped him. And 10 years ago, he wouldn't have believed himself because he lived the opposite of a health conscious
lifestyle. I'll share a little secret about Jeffrey. I just adore that man so much. But Jeffrey had shared with me that he had a vision board and he had put being a Peloton instructor on a vision board. And maybe that was later on in the article. I actually wanted to ask him to send me a copy of it because I'd love to get to read it because he does have a pretty remarkable story. Yes, I did know about the fast food. He worked for McDonald's. And then, which is crazy, right? And he did. He said he smoked like he chain smoked. Yeah. He said it was ridiculous. But that was something that when he got into fitness, because then he went on to work for Nike, and he said that it was part of his dream. Adidas, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Adidas. Thank you, Control Room. I did know that. But he said that was something, that he had wanted to do. So, folks, dreams do become reality. And I just love that. And he's not the first person that has said that, that this was kind of their dream. I mean, Mariana says it as well. Yeah. So
I love that.
And nobody on this platform gives that. Well, that's not true because there are folks that do. But Jeffrey just has such a sincerity about him that is so palpable and contagious, which is so amazing to get to see. So you and I both have a warm affection towards him because he is just so real and so lovely. So I would love to get to read that article. So definitely, if I get a copy, I'll let you know and I'll pass it on to you because I think it would be lovely to get to see what it actually says. All right.
Well, if Jeffrey's listening to us right now while he's doing his daily folding of laundry or house chores.
Jeffrey.
Get us a copy of the article.
He does listen. So now we'll tell him he has to listen because there's some nuggets in there for him. I just adore that man. All right. Chelsea Jackson Roberts appeared on Big Important Conversations with Haley Huffman Smith in a podcast titled The Power of Breath and Yoga. And that was just this past week. I will admit I have not had the chance to listen to it yet, but they did speak about the power of coming back to the breath in the midst of one's busy life and yoga as a literal practice and a figure practice throughout the day. So should be a really cool podcast, and I probably will end up taking a listen to it this weekend. But if you guys are interested, you can head over to Pelo Buddy, and there should be a link on there for you guys to see.
Great. And in other podcast interviews, Jess King was recently interviewed on the podcast episode of The Shift. She talked all about her life as a Peloton instructor, taking on this new career path, in addition to Peloton, as being a DJ, being a life coach, an entrepreneur about mindset, self-doubt and validation. You can watch it on YouTube. It's also on Spotify. I have not had a chance to listen to it myself yet.
All right. And lastly, my beautiful friend, Mariana Fernandez, got to spend family time out in San Diego during the Pause and Reflect week and figured why not just run a rock and roll half marathon, which she did, together with her mom, who showed Mariana up and ran the full marathon. So we all know that Mariana's mom is an avid runner and the reason Mariana runs. But whilst Mariana did the 13.1 miles, her mom went on to do the 26.2. So absolutely huge congrats and amazing achievements. So that wraps up the instructor in the news. So I guess, John, we will roll right into picks of the week. There aren't that many, folks, because of the Pause and Reflect week last week. But we will go ahead and give these to you. Because remember, so a couple things that I just wanted to mention about picks of the week. So one of the things where folks were asking Chris how they could give their submissions. Chris posts on a Wednesday evening. So cat's out the bag. We typically record on a Thursday. So on a Wednesday evening, we go ahead and Chris has on the Pelo Buddy Instagram stories. He will have that place where you can go ahead and give your submission. And then he gives you the opportunity to DM him if you have more to say than what it allows you.
If your comment gets cut off.
If it allows you to put in there. So that's how you guys can send us your picks of the week. I know that some folks have sent them directly to me and I typically pass them on to Chris, but it definitely is better if you can do that through Instagram and Chris. So we typically give you the classes from Thursday to Wednesday, which you'll see on Sundays. So just so you're aware of, those are the picks that we're giving you. So we will start it off with one of mine. I know I spoke about it on the show last week, but again, it dropped on Thursday, so I wasn't allowed to make it a pick of the week until this week. But it was, and you know what? I know I ragged on it a little bit last week. I did pick it as my pick of the week because it was just Maddie and John, and how was I not going to? But I was in good company. Lokeston, Jeepin Beer Babe, and Mom and Farm D also recommended or picked the 30-minute Walk Plus Run Summer Kickoff, and that was both the 2-for-1 outdoor audio only run walk with Maddie and John. All right, next up, Bradley Rose. He had a 20-minute 90s rock ride that was from June 1st. It dropped at 4 a.m. and our good buddy Amajar 3 had gone ahead and recommended this one. They said great playlist with Nirvana, Third Eye Blind, Counting Crows, and more. And then Kelly Gullickson, she had a 30-minute strength, a 30-minute bike boot camp, upper body. That was from June 4th at 10 a.m. Eastern. And Amajar 3, who's very busy on the platform, recommended this one too. Said great structure and workout. We really appreciate Amajar 3. Thank you so much for giving us these recommendations. It's really awesome. Thank you.
And next up, we have Rebecca Kennedy's 30-minute strength roll call full body from June 5th at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We got this from librarian Aaron. They said super effective flow of upper and lower body plus great music. And then next, Jess King's 30-minute Little Mermaid walk from June 5th. Mama.Petty, Natty9Dom, SK Gavin, and Better Netter submitted this. They said, great to hear all the new songs from the new movie, and Jess's joy was contagious. And then Hannah Corbin's 10-minute bar lower body from Amarjah 3 from June 5th. She said, burner of a class.
Awesome. All right, Chelsea Jackson Roberts. This one also came from Amarjah 3, a 20-minute deep relaxing meditation from the 5th of June at 11 a.m. I actually did this one, and it was a great meditation. Amarjah said, great meditation, just what I needed. And it really was an awesome meditation. I did do that one. All right, Olivia Amada. This one came from S. Velda and Maria Cooch. It was her 30-minute advanced beginner run from Tuesday, June 6th, 10 a.m. They said great run and awesome playlist. And then Jen Sherman had an intervals and arms ride. It was a 30-minute class, also from the 6th at 10 a.m. And the ride Divine RN said fun playlist with Foo Fighters, Taylor Swift, Pink, and more.
I love that Jen has really, she's all on Taylor Swift now after going to her concert in Philly, because she played that Taylor Swift song again that I love called "Cruel Summer" that she just actually played a couple weeks ago on her summer themed My Mixtape, right? Which is an awesome song. So I love that she's getting more. She seems like she's become a full on Swiftie now.
All right. You're next.
All right, I got the next one. So Bex Gentry's 60-minute Global Running Day Celebration Outdoor Run from June 7th. We got this from Valerie Hines. They said, bookmarked for an upcoming race. Playlist is great, and it's restoring a classic playlist of a class that was recently purged.
Ah, nice.
And then shifting gears to bar. Allie's 20-minute pop bar class from June 7th. We got this from Love Squad Peloton. They said, great burn, and she also talks about how to incorporate Andy's new program. And then Denis and Matt Wilpers, 20-minute focus flow for runners, also from June 7th. We got this from Hey, It's Eric M, Just BDU11, and DMB Lauren. They said, nice to see the running perspective alongside the yoga.
Awesome. Emma Lovewell, 30-minute indie rock ride from the 7th. Ree Hada recommended this one. Emma, live from London. Great energy, great playlist, and fun change of scenery. Then Camilla Rahman, I guess that was the one that she recorded. It was the pre-recorded one because her live one was on Thursday night with members. So it was obviously not the member one, but her just doing a ride in London. Yeah. And then Camilla Rahman, she had a 30-minute Global Running Day run as well. It was from the 7th of June. And this one was recommended by Pelo for Cafecitos and Tunde Holmes. Great live class to celebrate Global Running Day. And then to round off this week's Picks of the Week, Alex Toussaint's 30-minute Club Bangers run, also from the 7th, 7 p.m., Kim Carve 11, and they said great playlist as always. All right, John. Well, I guess that wraps up the Picks of the Week and the show for this week. Oy, I didn't think there was that much, but there does tend to always be that much. There was that much.
It adds up.
It does add up. It does add up. Well, as always, folks, just a huge thank you for staying the course and listening to the end of the show. Hopefully, you got everything you needed out of this show. We always love to bring you the up-to-date news in what's happening in our Peloton world each week. And
commercial free.
Oh, John.
No ads.
For now. Who knows? We've got to go somewhere with this, right? Anyway, again,
get paid.
Thanks so much for taking time to take a listen. And from me down here in Miami, bye for now, everybody.
Yes, thank you for tuning in, watching, listening from all over, and from me here in Michigan. Appreciate you. And we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.